Hello and welcome to a Math Warehouse video involving SAT prep and circles. This question has a little more to do with linear equations actually than circles after we get past the first step. Well, let's look at the question. A circle in the xy plane has its center at 2, 3. Line T is tangent to this circle at the point 8, -2. Which of the following points also lies on line T? And they list out a bunch of points. So the first thing I think we should do is make sure we understand what it means to have a tangent line to a circle. Okay, so here's a graph of what they're talking about. Not to scale as always, but center at 2, 3, and a line tangent to a circle means that it touches a circle one and only one time, and they tell us that it touches at 8, -2. The main thing you need to know about circles in this question is that the line tangent to the circle and its radius intersect at 90 degrees. So this is a 90-degree angle. And what they want to know is which one of these points up here is on the red tangent line. So what we in essence have is lines that are perpendicular. So if we can find the equation of this line, really just its slope, we only need the slope of this blue radius, then we can figure out the equation of the line that's perpendicular to it and see if these points are on there. So that's the idea that we're going to have here. Okay, so I drew a little perpendicular symbol for you to see that. What we're going to do right now is we're going to find the slope of the blue line, and that's step one. Let's just do it. Remember, the slope formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, which I filled in here. Blue line slope, it simplifies out to be -5/6. Now, we only found that because what we're really interested in is the slope of the red line and the equation of the red line. Once we know that, we can figure out which one of the answer choices would be on the red line. Now you do have to remember to another line has a negative reciprocal slope. Fancy words for saying just take the fraction, flip it over, and if it's negative it becomes positive and vice versa. So now let's think about what we have. We have in this red line, we know a point on the line, 8, -2, and we know its slope. So from there we can find its equation. That's all you need to know to be able to find the equation of a line. If you think about the equation of a line in slope-intercept form, it's y equals mx plus b. We know m is 6/5. We also know an x and a y. We can substitute in 8 and -2, and we're going to do that in order to find b. And once we have that equation, we can find out which of the answer choices is on that line. Okay, I'm going to go through this part pretty quickly. What we're doing is a lesson your math teacher hopefully taught you at some point, which is given a slope and a point, what is the full equation of a line? We know the slope. We're going to substitute in the point 8, -2. I'm just going to kind of show you the work very quickly. Our goal is to find b and get the full equation. So just simplifying out this, we're going to end up with a very unsightly b. b is -58/5. Right, so the full equation of the red line is y equals 6/5x minus 58/5. So what do we do now? Let's look back at our question. Our question is asking, and again, this is the equation of the red line, the linear equation. And this question wants to know which of these points is on that line. Now there's an easy and a hard way in my opinion of doing this. You can manually put in each x and y. You could put in like 7 for x, 9 for y, solve it, or let's use the calculator. We can load the equation into y1, 6/5x minus 58/5. And then we can go to the table, or you could trace it if you want to go to the table and see which one of these points lies on there. We're interested in x's 3, 7, 13, and 14. Okay, if you wanted to look at the graph, you could here, but what we really care about is the table. That I'm already at x is 14. 14 is not the answer because when x is 14, y is 5.2. However, at x is 13, what do you see at y? You see 4. So the answer is C. This is a nice quick way to get this question done instead of having to substitute in possibly up to 4 different pairs to see if the left side equals the right side. Punch it into the calculator and check which one of these, 13 and 4 or 7 and 9, which one of these is on the line itself. You really want to become comfortable and familiar with how to use your calculator. We are just trying to get as many questions done correctly as quickly as possible. There's no bonus points for doing the algebra. SAT doesn't care, colleges don't care, just get the points, get very comfortable with your calculator.